guys, back up here again today and just going to go through some more movements following on from the last couple of videos. So we touched on specific areas in the last video. We did the side leg series and obviously did the upper body around the arms, and today we're going to focus on a little bit more through the legs, more of a full body again, and I'm going to just incorporate some extra props. A couple of you got onto me just about the magic circle, so it's called a couple of different things as the pelvic ring, but yeah, it's brilliant for activating obviously the pelvic floor, really deep lower abdominals and any of the smaller muscle groups, and it puts in that extra bit of challenge too. So I know a couple of you actually have bought these already. If you haven't bought them, you can buy them in the same place as I bought the resistance tubes, so I'll put that up online for you to follow. And then I have obviously just the normal resistance band as well, just to make things a little bit easier for the squats instead of tying up the resistance tubes. So if you have one of the bands, great, you can put a knot in it to make it into a loop, or get one of them that are in the loops already. And again, like I said before in all the other videos, you can do a certain amount of these movements without any of these props at all, and even without the resistance tubes, and you're using your body weight just a little bit more. But I'm using the resistance to replicate some of the effectiveness that you'd feel on the reformer. So if there's any questions or queries or injuries or anything, just let me know, and yeah, I'll just continue to pop these videos up week to week until we're back up and running, hopefully in June. And yeah, you know where to find me, so don't hesitate to get in touch. Okay, so just to get started, as always, we have to warm ourselves up. So we're going to just come into our squats. So again, using the band, I have done these before on one of the other videos, but just to show you again, just position the band just around the calves, between the ankles and the knees, and then take your position into your squat alignment. So I'm going to do it side on so you guys can see it a little bit better. So you just take your hip or shoulder distance apart, stance with the feet, keep the knees soft. Then we're going to take a slight bend forward from the hips, keeping that nice straight and tight through the core, keeping the spine in a straight position, chest out and shoulders back. Holding here. On your inhale, you come down. So you come down as though you're going to sit behind you. And come back up, squeezing through the glutes and heels. Inhale to come down, exhale to drive back up. So we're trying to come down as low as you can to keeping in the hips at a right angle with the knees. And bring it in. And then once we have that movement correct, then you can start to bring in through that resistance a little bit more. Come up, open, and back. Down, up, open, back, and down. So you're working through the abductors and adductors then as well. So just stay with that. Come into that as many times as you feel you need to, warming up those legs, tightening through the core, activating glutes, and tightening up through the glutes as you come back up to standing. Using the heels, almost lifting the toes off the mat, so that you know you're using the heels to come up and down, and hold it there. And then once you're finished, you can just take your band off, and then we're going to come down onto the mat for the 100. So as I did before, we're going to use the resistance tubes to replicate the 100 with the straps on the reformer. So coming up to those sit bones, just hook the strap or tube underneath the balls of the feet, and you can position the feet down flat, cross them over, and then as always coming in through that roll down. So sit up nice and tall on the sit bones, inhale, exhale to roll back with control until you're lying flat down. And then bring the shoulder blades onto the mat, keep your feet in that position for the moment until you get that correct form on the upper body. So you want to keep the pelvis in neutral, core is engaged, ribs are connected and down, chest is out, shoulders are back and down onto the mat. Hold it there. Then bringing the knees into that tabletop alignment and hold. So knees are over hips, ankles in line with knees, and you can just bring the arms down here for the moment, again until you get your form correct. Once you're correct, bring the arms up and hold them up over the shoulders. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you're going to lower the arms down as the head comes up, chin in towards chest, lengthening the legs and into that 100 position. So you can hold, this is more an advanced 100 position because the legs are long at the 45 degree. You can bring them straight up or back into that tabletop position. So tabletop is your starting point, lengthening the legs to the ceiling is your second alignment, and then down to 45 for that extra challenge. Just make sure the spine doesn't lift, and then you can pulse. So you're pulsing, inhaling for 5, and out for 5. In for 5, and out for 5. So there shouldn't be any obstruction on the neck. You want to imagine you're holding that golf ball or orange between chin and chest. Continuing with the breathing, inhaling for 5, exhaling for 5. And staying with that until you reach that 100 breath. And then back in and up once you're done. And then relax it down. And hold it there. So I know that some of you have asked for the magic circle movements. So I'm going to do that while we're down here. So you have your circle. You pop it in between the thighs and hold it there. So you can then bring your legs into that tabletop form, knees over hips, ankles in line with knees. Make sure that the inner grooves are nice and comfortable on those thighs and hold it there. Tightening in on that ring a little bit to try and bring it in so the knees are over the hips. Arms are up over the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, coming down. And you can lengthen here and squeeze on that ring. And as you do that, we're pulsing. Stay with it. Breathing in through the core. Holding, exhaling. And you stay there with it. Then back in and up. And hold. Exhale. Stay with it. You can pulse here if you wish. Challenging through, tightening through that abdominal area, all through the lower pelvic floor, glutes and core. Holding and back up again. So you can do that for as many times as you want, keeping the ring between the thighs. Holding. I would challenge it to do for 3 or 4. Pulsing when you're up here for 3 or 4. Back out and then rest the feet down. Then we're going to bring the legs into tabletop. Position the ring now between the thighs, or between the calves, sorry, and hold it there instead of between the thighs, and keeping that position. So holding, challenge to keep a tabletop to start. Arms up, inhale, exhale, lengthen the legs. And now we're holding through that, tightening in through that inner thigh, glutes, core, pelvic floor again. Hold, pulse here if you wish to add a challenge. You'll feel it through the abdominals and back in and up. And you can do that for as many times as you want. If it's too much for you to bring the legs out long, which it may be for some of you, try and keep it at tabletop and bring yourself up into flexion. But just keeping the legs where it is. And hold, and then you can pulse it from that point and take it down. And then another one when we come into it, we pop that ring back in between the thighs again. Feet are nice and flat on the floor, tailbone is down, checking in on that pelvis. Make sure that it's nice and comfortable in between thighs. Inhale. As you exhale, we roll up the spine into that bridge. Use the glutes here, tighten them up, push up through the pelvis, tighten through the core, and now putting that pressure through the ring on the inner thighs. Activating that pelvic floor a little bit more, tightening through that glute. Hold, and again we can pulse, and you can continue to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, inhale, exhale to roll down, and you can release off the ring a little bit, keeping it in its position. Holding, inhale, as you prepare, tighten up, inhale, exhale, curve up, come up onto that bridge position, hold, and holding as we pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale to curve down and back down onto the tailbone and hold. So whilst we're in this position, just to take you through a couple of other movements that we can do with the ring, you can hook the ring over the ball of the foot, keep one leg long and hook the opposite leg up and hold. When it's here, holding, point through that opposite leg, so in this case it's my left leg is long, my right leg is up, and we just slowly pull the ring towards your head. and you'll stretch out all the back of that hamstring and calf and stay with it. Each time you exhale, challenge to bring it back a little bit more. Hold and releasing then to come back up over the hip. Inhale, exhale, pull back. Just to where you can take it, and take it in stages. Inhale and exhale to pull back and hold. So just until you feel that stretch, stay with it. Inhale and bringing it back up. So obviously we're going to do left to right side and everything. So with me in this video, I'm just going to demonstrate to one side, but you guys do it as many times as you need to. Left and right, you may find a difference. Left hamstring might be tighter or looser, so just work within what you need to on each side. And then we'll come up. So again, when we're coming up, feet are flat on the ground until you correct your position. Then lengthen the legs. Bring the arms out behind you if you can. Hold, inhale. As you exhale, the arms come up in line with shoulders, and that's when you start to lift up, curve onto those sit bones and reach. So you're coming into that roll up, hold, stay with it, get that stretch through the back of the legs, and inhale up and relax it down and roll the shoulders back. So just a couple of movements that you could do with the ring as I went through, and just to continue with it, I'll just demonstrate one more just with the arms. Keep your feet flat on the ground, hold your position with the ring, palms onto the outer sides, tighten up through the core, find your sit bones, shoulders away from ears. Inhale, exhale as you roll down with the ring and hold it up over. Inhale, exhale as you lengthen the legs, curve up, sitting tall and squeeze through the ring. So you're keeping the arms straight, putting the pressure through. Inhale, exhale, roll down, back up with that ring. Inhale, lengthen the legs, exhale, lengthen, curving up as you squeeze that ring between the hands, and then rolling back down, feet flat. So we're just coming into that roll up and roll down, and we're using that ring. You can also position the ring, or the palms of the ring, on the inner side of the ring for this one too. And as you come up, we push away from the hands. So you're trying to really stretch out that ring when we're coming up. So again, we can lengthen the legs as we come up, if we can. If you can't, keep the knees bent, but try and come into it with legs long. Inhale, exhale, lowering down, curving up to sitting tall, and you can reach and lengthen through the arms. Try to push that ring out with the backs of the hands. Hold, back up, feet flat, inhale, and exhale to roll back down, arms up and release. So just a couple of movements for you to have with the ring if you have one. If you don't, that's no problem. You can continue on with the movements that we just did without the ring, and obviously then for the rest of the video as well, we'll be able to use the resistance bands instead. So we're just going to come into what's called the short box. Climb a tree on the short box, sorry, is the name of the movement. Okay, so we're just going to come into now some work on the reformer on the short box. So we're going to come into the movement called climb a tree from the short box. So this is more of an advanced movement, but again it can be modified to those who are more beginner level or any injuries and that. Obviously because we're working through spinal extension, you just need to be very careful with the spine itself. So if there's any issues with the vertebrae or any fused vertebrae or anything like that in the past, just take this very slowly and don't come back into full extension. I'll talk you through it anyway as we go. So for argument's sake, we're just going to do it on the right side first. So we're going to keep the left leg long through under the strap, holding it there, and then just sort of nice and tall onto the sit bones. The right leg, we're going to stay on your sit bones, bring the knee in and under, bring the left hand under that knee, right hand onto the ankle, just on the outer side, and hold. So you want to come into it that we're sitting up nice and tall on the sit bones, inhaling to prepare. As you exhale, we're going to roll off the sit bones as the leg lengthens, and hold. And the opposite arm comes up with it here, and hold it. So inhale as you prepare. As you exhale, we're going to walk back down through the leg as you extend off the box, as you come down through that leg into your climb tree, and hold. Inhale. As you exhale, we come up and you're climbing back up that tree to nice and tall at the top. Come onto your sit bones and back into your starting position. Inhale. As you exhale, lengthen the leg. Bring the other arm up, so we're off the sit bones here. Continue to come down the leg with the hands as you extend here to where only you can go, and hold. Inhale. As you exhale, we walk back up onto that sacrum, then onto sit bones when you come up to your starting position, and holding it there. So we do that 3 times to each leg, and we'll do that on the mat just to show you guys how we're going to do it. So there's no resistance involved as such for this one, except for your body weight. So you keep your feet down onto the floor, holding, sitting up nice and tall onto those sit bones. I'm going to do for same leg so that we understand the same movement. Knee comes up, hold, left hand underneath the knee, right hand at the ankle to lengthen. So we're not obviously going to come back as far in this one because we don't have that drop off the box. So it comes into that starting position with the bend. As you exhale to come back, you roll off the sit bones, lengthening that leg, bringing both arms up to the ankle, hold, and then come back down through and holding there. So we're still working through flexion, shoulders down, holding, inhale, and exhale to come back up, walking back up the tree, and then back into that starting position onto the sit bones. Inhale, exhale, rolling off the sit bones as you lengthen, hold, stay with it as you come down a little bit more, only to where you can control to come back up. Holding here, inhale, exhale, back up, and back into that starting point. Inhale at the top, exhale, lengthen, hold. Stay with it as you come down, curving through the spine with control with the core, holding, inhale, climbing back up, and back into your starting position again. And we'll do that, as I said, 3 times to each leg, and then we're going to challenge through on the arms a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to face you guys for this one when I do it with the resistance. So I don't need to demonstrate this on the reform because essentially it is the same movement. You're still using the straps, but it's going to be the exact same as when we do it on the floor. So hold the arms down, nice and tall onto the standing kneel position or high kneel position. So you're going to work through that lumbo-pelvic area here, trying to stabilize it. So your lumbar is your lower point in the spine, through the pelvis, trying to keep it in its in position, tight through the core, chest is out, and shoulders back and down. Bring the arms down by the side, inhale. As you exhale, just bring the arms up in line with shoulders, using that resistance. Inhale, back down to the sides. Exhale, bringing up. So you can adjust your resistance bands here. I'm just using the light ones here just to demonstrate, but you can add your resistance as needed to challenge accordingly and stay with it. So we're going to do 6 to 8 of these, just in working through that plow movement. Arms are staying straight, bringing the wrists up in line with shoulders, back down. And then once we've done or completed that set, we're going to come down, hold your position, roll out the shoulders. We're working through scapular stability on this. So that's your shoulder blades and that shoulder girdle. So we want to keep it nice and strong and down, working again on that lumbo-pelvic area as well. So we want to keep here nice and strong to maintain our position and stay with that. Keeping the eye on those glutes, squeeze them in, push the pelvis forward to maintain that stability, holding. Elbows in tight to the sides for this one, and we're going to serve up the tray. So inhale to prepare. As you exhale, serving up, hold, inhale, bringing it back down. And we continue with that just to warm up, just to serve it up for 3 or 4. And then once we're done, We extend through, so lifting up, inhale, exhale as you open. So you're opening the chest, bringing the arms out straight, back in and back down. Inhaling to prepare, exhale, serve it up and open wide. Keep an eye on your position through the core and back down, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, lengthen, slice it open to the sides. Inhale, back and in. So again, 6 to 8. Staying with it, keep the arms nice and straight, back down. And once we've done that, we roll the shoulders out again and in for another one when we're ready. So holding your position, we're going to keep our arms this time out into a widened hug, so as though you're hugging a tree. You're going to keep the elbows just slightly in line or lower than the shoulders and hold it there. Shoulders down from the ears. Inhaling to prepare, exhale as you open wide. Inhale back into that wide hug. Exhale, open. So you're working through the shoulders and shoulder blades, but you're also opening the chest and correcting that posture. So you're contracting through the back and the chest with each movement. Holding. So 6 or 8, try and maintain that position. Elbows in line with shoulders. And once we're done, we come back in, back down, roll the shoulders out and relax and hold it there. So the last one to bring in is just for the triceps. So with this one, we bring our thumbs together, fingers together, 4 fingers, should I say, our index fingers into that triangle. Position the triangle just over the eyebrows, but not on the head, just above or in front of it, and hold. Check in on your form and posture. Try not to lose it and come into that lower back. Stay connected. Inhale. As you exhale, lengthen out to that 45-degree point, keeping the finger and thumb together. Exhale to lengthen. Inhale back in. So you're working through your triceps here, the backs of those upper arms. Stay with it just again, 6 or 8. Bring it back. And once you've done your set, back in, out, and finish. And roll the shoulders back and down. So that's it for today. If there's any other queries or anything you want me to go through on next week's, just let me know. Or if there's any injuries or anything like that, again, just shoot me a message and I'll go through it as best I can. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot.